What if I told you that discipline isn't about waking up at 5 a.m.? It's not about cold showers or color-coded calendars. It's not about punishing yourself into becoming better. Discipline is about becoming someone you trust. And the person who taught me that was my 96-year-old grandma. She lived a life that didn't go viral. No morning routine videos, no productivity journals, just a small room, a steel box filled with her things, and a clock she never needed to check, because she never broke a promise she made to herself. When I was young, I'd watch her rise before the sun. No alarms, no motivation, just movement. She'd sweep the floor, whispering a prayer under her breath, brew her tea, fold her blanket. It wasn't special, until I realized she did it every single day. Not once in a while, not when she felt like it, every day. And when I asked her, "Why do you never skip this?" she looked at me, smiled gently, and said something I'll never forget, because I said I would. It hit me years later. Discipline isn't loud, it isn't dramatic, it's invisible, quiet, consistent. It's the kind of strength no one sees, the kind that builds character, not followers. Most of us live in loops, not the good kind, the kind that traps us. We say we'll start, we delay, we feel guilty, we promise ourselves again and break it again. That's the real loop, the one where trust in yourself quietly erodes. You don't even notice it until one day you look in the mirror and realize you don't believe yourself anymore. Imagine a mirror that cracks a little every time you don't do what you said you would. Not to others, but to yourself. One skipped workout, one more scroll, one more, I'll do it tomorrow. The cracks add up, and soon it's hard to see who you really are beneath them. Discipline isn't hard because the task is hard. It's hard because it confronts the parts of you that want to stay the same. It's the quiet war between who you are and who you're trying to become. And that war doesn't get won in one day. It gets won in one tiny decision, made over and over and over again. Discipline isn't a sprint. It's not a hack. It's a conversation with your future. Every time you choose discomfort now, you're telling your future self, I care about you more than I care about being comfortable today. I once knew someone who was full of potential, always setting goals, always dreaming big. He'd start a new routine every Monday, and by Wednesday, it was already gone. Not because he was lazy, but because deep down, he didn't believe his own promises anymore. Each failure chipped away at his self-worth. He didn't need the world to doubt him. He was doing it just fine himself. But then something changed. He stopped trying to change everything, and instead started small, really small. 10 push-ups, 1 glass of water before coffee, reading a page, tiny, almost embarrassing steps. But day after day, he showed up, and something surprising happened. He started looking different, not just on the outside, but in his posture, his eyes. There was stability, peace, not because his life had gotten easier, but because he had gotten stronger. That's what happens when you start showing up for yourself. You start trusting yourself again. And that is the foundation of everything. We chase motivation like it's magic. But what if discipline is the real magic? Because motivation fades, life gets heavy, people leave, energy runs out. But discipline, that's the anchor. That's the moment you still show up, especially when you don't feel like it. Because your feelings don't run your life, your values do. And values are what turn fleeting efforts into a lifetime of change. My grandma never missed a morning. Not because she had time, but because she had decided who she was. Her life wasn't extraordinary, but it was honest. And that made her unshakable. She taught me that discipline isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters, especially when it's not convenient. Because anyone can act when it's easy, but few can act when it's hard. And the ones who do, they don't just get results, they earn back their self-respect. You don't need a 12-step system. You don't need to change everything overnight. You just need to ask yourself, what's one promise I can keep to myself today? And keep it, even when no one's watching, especially when no one's watching, because the quiet choices build the loudest confidence, and that is how you escape the loop. You don't need to change your entire life today, but if this made something inside you stir, some quiet little voice saying, I'm ready, then do one thing today to prove that voice right. Not for me, for you. And if this story felt like it was written just for you, maybe it's time to write the next chapter of your own. Your story doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to begin. Start now.